Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Carshénah with Versefilmsproductions, and you've made it back to another horror pick of the week. So let's go ahead and get this started. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's right, baby. It is back and it is 2022, directed by David Blue Garcia. We are so excited to see this happening, not to be confused with The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, directed by Tobe Hooper. This is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That is right. A sequel of sorts from the 1974 original. And let's just see if there's anything that we can make any sense of it. Let's just go ahead and get started. Now, after nearly 50 years of hiding, Leatherface returns to terrorize a group of idealistic young friends who accidentally disrupt his carefully shielded world in a remote Texas town known as Harlow. That is right. He's right back in Texas, deep in the heart of Texas. I was actually honestly impressed with the cinematography. I mean, really, it was beautifully shot. It was grisly. The production and the pacing for the first half, there was a build up. Everything was going strong. And despite the plot holes that this clearly was a way of setting up for a smorgasbord for Leatherface, yes, and boy does he take advantage of it. Now, though the humanization of the characters were palpable and refreshing, it all disintegrates within the second half. Like, it does. Now, mind you, they use every horror trope that's known to man in this film. So this is really your popcorn film. So grab your popcorn, press play, and just watch the film and be mystified that it really did a good job for what it is. Not to burst your bubble, though, movies are shot in entirely different locations and they actually appear to play at. I know, it's a shocker. Oh my God, this was not shot in Texas? No, it really wasn't shot in Texas. This was shot on location in Bulgaria, of all places. I mean, Bulgaria, you're giving me the feels, deep in the heart of Texas. In the first half of the movie, we've got your typical hick who's expected to be the antagonist, but lo and behold, he's actually the good guy. And many of the shots, especially in the sunflower field, oh my gosh, was shot beautifully. I mean, it was shot beautifully and it was grisly. I mean, plus with the music that plays, they did like their little variation of the original music and they brought it up to a little bit more higher caliber for the 2022 audience. This film just had it all. Now, almost 50 years have passed since the events depicted from the original The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And in that time, the chainsaw-wielding maniac dubbed Leatherface was never identified. Now, how can this be? All the cops came up to him. Everyone knows he was part of the family that did all this thing. He has a pig farm out in the back. I mean, how did they not know? That's part of the lore, and that's part of all the setup for all of the franchise or all the series in this franchise. But yes, he was never identified. And a new bunch of young adults has come into this remote corner of Texas of entrepreneurs are looking to better themselves, and make the world a better place. And, the main character, Richter's like, yeah, right. You're a cult. Exactly. You all are like all the same ideals, the same things. You're a cult. They're in this abandoned town, the intention of selling various properties, but unfortunately, they didn't realize that one of the buildings was occupied by an elderly woman and her adult son. Now, the only thing that's wrong with this is that if Richter was supposed to be sort of their liaison into this town, he already knew that this woman was here. And I know they said in the movie that, oh, we sent papers with the deed to the house, the bank, blah, 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 blah. But he, as a landlord, should have double checked, right? So it was more of his fault than it was for anybody else. The elderly woman, she looks about 70 years old. She's got a little oxygen mask. She's doing the whole Darth Vader and everything. So it's all good with that. And then you see her adult son, top of the stairs. Boom. You already know it's Leatherface. I mean, it was no suspense to it. It was just boom, Leatherface, done, top of the stairs. Now, the whole thing about this is that the kids, the entrepreneurs, are kicking the old lady out of the house. They call the cops, they bring her out. She dies along the way, and then the mayhem. Now, if this was the original killer back in 1974, I am not a math expert, but he should be at least in his late 70s. And so mom should have really been past her prime, like in her 90s, to have had this kid. But anyway, besides those plot holes and besides this being a sequel of sorts to the original, it doesn't make sense. But just go with it. You just know that he's an old man. He's been hiding out in this abandoned house with his mama, and that there you go. That's all you need to know. So just go with it. Don't try to figure it out. Don't try to be like, oh, this is what happened in the remakes and in the re-remakes and then like the franchise. Don't worry about all that. Just watch the movie. The whole bus scene was funny. I mean, it was just funny in a satirical way, disturbingly gruesome, and yet what preceded it made absolutely zero sense whatsoever. But like I said, grab your popcorn, keep eating. Like, run, Felicia, run! But there was nowhere for Felicia to run to, right? So I mean, it just happened on the bus, and he just had a fun time. Now, this film stars Sarah Yarkin as Melody. She's known for Happy Death Day to You and Motherland Fort Salem. Also, Elsie Fisher as Lila, her sister, known for the voice of Agnes in Despicable Me. Mark Burnham as Leatherface. That is right. He is known for his role in Low Life, which, fun fact, I was part of the Low Life crew when it originated at AFI. So shout out to you, Ryan Prowse, director, and writers Tim Cairo and Shea Butter Ogbonna. That's right. So shout out to my friends there. Also stars Jacob Lattimore as Dante, known for his role in the TV series The Chi. Mo Dunford as Richter, not Richter Belmont, but kind of close. He actually could play a Belmont or a vampire hunter, known for his TV series Vikings. And if you have not seen that series on Amazon Prime, you need to check that out. It is awesome. Owen Fiore as Sally Hardesty, the one who got away as the final girl from the 1974 movie. She is known for her roles in Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald, and This Must Be the Place with Sean Penn. So that is your cast. That is the setup. Those are the ones that are running for their lives. Now, at just over 80 minutes in length, it certainly doesn't drag on too long. It really doesn't. It's very fast paced, and I'm actually excited to see it. I mean, the kills start like instantly. Like, we even timed it. I think like within 13 minutes, boom, there was like already a kill, or at least an attempt. And it was easy and it was done, and it was awesome to see. The makers are to be commended for not padding it out to like a 2-hour movie. I mean, this is only, like I said, over 80 minutes, so it's not that long. And the filmmakers needed to, and the material, it doesn't justify it. Like, they just can't write anymore. Like, it's a done deal. It's Leatherface. Once you see him at the top of the stairs, like, you just know that there's going to be killing. So there was no need to draw this out any longer. Overall, I think this is worth watching if you are a fan of the slasher genre. There are a couple of fairly weak attempts at comedy, such as characters trying to film Leatherface on the bus with their phones. And it really is like, it really speaks to this generation, where if you see something happening, first thing you do is you pull out your phone and you try to film it so you can have this live stream. And I get it. That is the first thing you can do. However, when you do see someone with a chainsaw wielding at you, I won't be pulling out my phone, maybe for a quick shot, maybe, just maybe. But I will be running and trying to get away, or at least think of how I can slither under him. Because if he's slashing everybody up top, it's time to be the House of Slytherin. Yeah? Time to be part of the House of Slytherin and slither right on out behind him. That would be my first thought. Now, although the final scenes do manage to produce some scares, as one wonders when the character, sets up the obvious final girl scene, which will actually be the survivor, it really doesn't do too much. I mean, it's really not scary at all. Like I said, once you see that Leatherface is back in action, you already know that there's going to be some killing, some brutality, and some dumb decisions that are being made by the characters. But overall, it makes for a really good show. So go ahead and check out Texas Chainsaw Massacre, streaming right now on Netflix, the 2022 sequel of sorts to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Certainly a good horror pick of the week, so check it out. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm Carshénah with Verse Films Productions. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Hit those notification bells so you can be notified when I upload a new video for your horror fix for the week. And I can't wait to see you in the next show. Take care, everybody.